All right. Welcome in another episode of Lights Out with Lou Savarese and Grant Miles. I'm Jeff Michael here. Let's get ready to rumble. Didn't that guy coin
Michael
that
Buffer.
phrase? Yeah, but
Michael Buffer.
Didn't he get coined that? You couldn't use it, right?
No, you couldn't use it. Yeah,
it's like $1 million or something
crazy.
Yeah, Michael Buffer. That's right.
Yeah, so don't use it.
I'm sitting here watching these videos. We were messing around, dude. I hit my son pretty good in the ring. He had the headgear on. I knocked him down.
Yeah, I'd emailed that to Child Protective Services.
CPS.
Yeah, I emailed it.
We're sitting over here at Savarese Fight Fit with Lou Savarese over here in Bel Air. Tell us a little bit about Fight Fit you got going on over here.
As you see, it's a really kind of state-of-the-art boxing gym. Most boxing gyms are kind of run down a little bit nasty. This one's pretty cool. We got 12 bags. We have stations at each bag, so you can do a lot of high-intensity training, and it's really cool. It's a great vibe. If you get a chance to come in and check out the classes, it's really good, or you can do privates too. So
I dig it, man. This place is great. Every time I come in here, I want to work out.
I know. It's hard. Really do. And that's what's good about these kinds of spots when you come in here. Like it's, I don't know, when you're at a weight facility, I guess, in my opinion, you just kind of like, all right, I guess I'm going to go sit on this and lift some weights. Yeah, like this. Yeah, you're like, you're ready to do something.
He's got a full boxing ring in here, right? So,
right.
And interesting enough, you brought this up when we were just chatting. So boxing rings don't necessarily have exact dimensions?
No. There's an industry standard, which is usually between 14 and 16 feet, but you'll see in a lot of fights, like when I fought Foreman, the ring was really small, so it's a big advantage if you get a big guy. And Tyson, he'll want to have a smaller ring. A guy like a boxer like Sugar Ray Leonard, when Leonard fought Hagler, he wanted to have, that was part of the negotiations. He wanted a bigger ring, and Hagler gave it to him, and it probably was one of the reasons Hagler lost that fight.
Oh wow!
Who makes that call?
Well, that was a negotiation. That's a really interesting fight from a business standpoint. Hagler was the beast, and he just thought that he would beat him no matter what. So Leonard, in retrospect, was ingenious. I don't know if it was Leonard himself or his management, but they went to, I don't remember the exact number, but it was a lot of money. They went to Leonard's camp, and they said, listen, they went to Hagler's camp. Leonard's camp went to Hagler's camp and said, listen, we're going to give you, it was upward of $500,000 to have the smaller gloves. It's the same weight gloves, but they're more of a puncher's gloves. And then they did another thing about they wanted the, instead of, that was the time when it was 15, it just turned to 15 to 12 rounds. Yeah. So they actually negotiated to get 12 rounds instead of 15 because Hagler just got strong as the fight went on. And sure enough, if that fight went 15 rounds, Leonard would have definitely lost, but he wound up, he won the fight by decision and won a huge amount of money. So in retrospect, it was really smart deal.
So what is that on Hagler's part? Is that just
overconfidence?
Overconfidence.
He thought he was going to knock him out no matter what. And that's the way Hagler was. Hagler was a beast, but Leonard just outboxed him. It was a great fight, really good fight. And Hagler was like my idol. I watched that at the Playboy Club in Vernon, New Jersey. We watched it. It was a pay-per-view deal.
Cool. It's interesting to hear the backstories about, and that's one of the reasons I love doing this is because of these things that you do, like that the general public does not get, like especially with the ring size and negotiating rounds and stuff like that. I mean, if you went to a professional fight today, let's say you went and fought Tyson again. Yeah. If it was a legitimate fight, what would be the regulations? Like, does it have to be 12 rounds, or can you negotiate down to 8?
Well, no, it has to be for a championship fight. It's 12 rounds. If that's just the way it is. When Hagler and Leonard did that, it was just happened that I don't know if you guys remember, it was 15 rounds, and they brought it down to 12. So it was still an option to do 15 rounds. So Leonard negotiated it down and got to 12 rounds, and in retrospect, it was ingenious, And the last 15-round fight was Jorge Paez for the guy Calvin Grove. They fought it. That was in Mexico City. That was the last 15.
Yeah, I guess they you don't want to get. They don't do the 15 rounds much anymore.
No, I would rather the 15 rounds. So I just like it. I did 12 rounds. I sparred 12 rounds Monday, 12 3-minute rounds. But I sparred with all easy guys, but still, I still did it.
Yeah, I was in here sparring with my son a minute ago. He didn't.
How'd you do?
I did all right. In a first round KO. First round KO, the 6-year-old.
That gray man is overrated.
It wasn't his brother.
Oh, here we go again. Glassjaw.
No, you brought it up last time, so I'm going to bring it up this time.
Look, I'm going to try not to.
You volunteered that information.
I'm going to try not to bring anything self-inflicting up ananymore.
You volunteered that.
My cousin Guido was so happy because on this first show I was with you guys at, I said he was the best white breakdancer, and he's pretty happy.
Yeah?
Yeah, he called me up, and I didn't know he was listening. He was pumped up, really pumped up.
I used to, y'all are going to laugh, man. And here I go again.
So Lou and I would just shut up, and you just talk.
So speaking of dance, like I had a breakdance group growing up in junior high, and we were called ACB, right? Another Color Black. Like it was, and we did breakdance tournaments at Astro World back when there was Astro World.
Really? How'd you do?
Oh yeah, we won trophies and everything. Man, we used to throw each other in the air.
I don't believe you. I'm sorry. I want to see it. I want to see when you break trophies.
I know this is gonna come up.
You actually got a trophy for breakdance.
I did. Yeah, no, we threw each other up. We had routines like kid and play, everything. Man, it was fun. I swear.
You threw each other up. Oh, come on.
Yeah, man.
Threw each other up. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, we'd be on the ground and we'd dance and we'd do the splits over each other and then get up and throw each other in the air and then come back down and dance. Like,
do we have video?
I'm gonna try to bring. I'll try to throw it up.
Lou, man,
I would pay to see that.
Do you want to continue the show, Lou, or do you want to? I think Lou and I want to go do our own show.
I want to see him break.
Yeah. You can go break dance for us.
I can still break dance.
Really?
I can still dance.
Let me see. Come on, just a little something. Give me like a
We're not doing any video. This is strictly audio.
Do you need one of those cardboard boxes before you do that shit?
No.
You know what I'm talking about? Those cardboard boxes? Yeah, you need that, man?
I need to put it down. No, I mean, Lou's got incredible... what do you call this stuff you have on the ground here?
Good change. Good change. Let's talk about the floor.
Because the floor, it's not cement, obviously.
Yeah, no, it's mat. It's a mat, and they put them down. It's good. It helps you a lot over time with the pounding and everything. It's not real hard like most of the gyms are cement floors. This is really cool. If you drop any weights or whatever, it's good. If you fall down, it's good too.
Well, and I'll tell you this, while we were here, just for those that are listening about coming and working out here and doing it, they're cleaning. I mean, we were here, they were cleaning the floor. I mean, as soon as everybody was done.
No, that's really, we have the Zamboni here. We have it's really, really important. You have to be very overt about it. Obviously, people want to, see you cleaning. So we have a whole system, and we've invested a lot of money into cleaning. My brother is the head of maintenance for Lifetime Fitness, so he gives us a lot of good ideas and products to use and stuff. So
you got the dryers on the wall.
We do.
You got everything.
I didn't have those when I was. We didn't have them.
You didn't have those?
No, we had those.
Just put on this wet.
Yeah, do you think that when you come in here, you'd be like, geez, I would have loved to have fought and worked out in a place like this?
I was in some gyms, I'm serious, you cannot even. This guy did a book on it called Broken Noses, and he took pictures of gyms all around. I mean, I was in this one gym in Yonkers. I had to climb through it looked like an abandoned garage door. It was a hole in the garage door. You climb in. It was terrible. But there was good
fighting. To get in?
Yeah, to get in. It was terrible. They had, but there was good fights.
Just some ropes in a triangle, not even a square.
They had some good guys. They had some good fights. Milton Guest and this guy, Ronaldo Snipes, Mr. Snipes, he was a beast. Snipes knocked down Holmes, had him out. And what happened was he didn't go to neutral corner. And they kept they gave him a long count, and he's never gotten over that to this day. He ran over after the fight to try and hit the judges, and he got cut on his wrist. It was crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, Snipes was a beast, though. That was the first guy I ever sparred with.
What was this guy's name?
Ronaldo, Mr. Snipes. He was a good football player, too. I believe he played for Tennessee or one of them. Yeah, he was a beast.
Speaking of beast and fights, we'll go into the fight that just got finished happening, which was very interesting. Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell fought this past Saturday. Garcia got knocked down in the second by a vicious right hand, and it looked like he also landed a left as he was getting knocked down. Yeah. And came back and ended the fight in the 8th, I believe.
With a body shot.
With a body shot, just what we were talking about on the last show. Yeah. I mean, what killer power this guy has.
No, it's great. I mean, he's so good for boxing. I mean, the guy, he's got a lot of people looking at him, not only boxing people, a lot of women like him, he's great for boxing. And, this is, if you can get hurt per se or go down and not lose the fight or not get really hurt, I mean, it's a good thing because it's a good experience to have. I mean, it doesn't sound like a good experience. Yeah. But down the road, at least you know what the kid's made of, and then to land that body shot, that was something. We all know he's quick, but to show that kind of power is going to be.
And it was, it wasn't a Canelo body shot where he kind of leans into it. Yeah. It was a quick, just a quick pop.
And it was perfectly placed, too.
Yeah, I was going to say the placement had to have just been on point because, and it took Campbell a second. He kind of stepped back a few steps, and then he just went down to a knee.
That weight division is so rich now. It's going to be really exciting. We'll see who's going to go next. Who would you like him to fight next? Who do you think?
I posted it. If you go to Lights Out on Facebook, go to our Lights Out page on Facebook, and I have it sitting on there.
Wow, we got Lights Out pages. Getting
we
serious.
Do. I know. We're gonna have a logo and everything soon.
Oh wow!
It's Davis. It's Davis, right? That's who.
Yeah, Davis. Who he's fighting next is Gervonta Davis.
That's exciting.
So we'll get into that.
Oh, is it a done deal?
Yeah, it says that it's pretty much a done deal. They haven't released the details on it, but it says the fight is on. They don't know. They don't know when. They don't know how. Well, I mean, if you follow our Facebook page that you're on,
well, I tell you what's cool about boxing. It seems like Texas is becoming the epicenter for that.
It is. It's great. Today I went downtown. I sparred with a couple of guys downtown. And I couldn't believe how many. The gym was packed. Number one, there were so many pros down there. Good, a couple of world champions. You had Regis Prograis. There was another kid, Shockey. He goes by Shockey, but these kids can really fight. I mean, if you like boxing, go down there and just check the gym out. It's amazing. I mean, you're sitting there. It's just like something.
Where is
like
this?
A movie. It's on 1612 Austin Street downtown. Yeah. It's kind of catty-corner to the toilet. So that big red building.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's cool with this.
So it says right here, Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia. This is his quote. I don't have time for celebrations. I'm on one mission. I'm on a mission to knock Gervonta Davis out in two rounds. This man will go down 2 rounds. That's a promise. That's what Ryan Garcia just promised. That was yesterday.
Yeah. Was that on your website? Our website?
Yeah. It's on Lights Up.
Okay, cool.
You're administrator on that, by the way, so you can get into that anytime you want.
I didn't know that. It's cool.
Lou Savarese joining us on Lights Out podcast, man. Super pumped. This is our 3rd episode. Man, just join us on any of our pages. We're going to be on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch.
What's going to be our entry music for Lights Out?
Oh no, we're figuring that out, man.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to figure that out.
Gonna put your lights out.
Yeah.
Who's saying that?
Come on.
All I know is
Johnny just looked at me like, really?
All I know is we got to make a song. We got to make a song.
How about a rap?
That Jeff can break dance to.
And I can rap and you can You can break dance.
Yeah, you can break dance.
What are you doing?
That would be fantastic.
This is just an audio show at the moment.
That would be awesome, dude. I'd be all for that. Lou Rat, you break dance. That'd be cool.
You don't have to sing. You don't have to pout. Come on over. This is Lights Out. Check out the left. Check out the right. Come on over. We're gonna say good night. Yes.
There you go.
Boom. I think
there we go.
Just
we did it. We just hit record.
Nice.
We got the intro.
Johnny, if this isn't recording, you're screwed. That's it. We got it. We got the intro.
Well, we go back to the Ryan Garcia over Luke Campbell. What's funny is Ryan Garcia calling out Tank.
Gervonta Davis
is Tank. Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah.
Tank.
Yeah, Tank is. Other guys are wondering, thinking Garcia's kind of. He's going above his weight class as far as Tank is not in his class right now. Ryan's a step below that.
Yeah,
Ryan needs to work his way up to get to a point where he gets.
Well, that's a big part of it, the negotiations too. So what he would do, I mean, their camp should do. They would try and get it as close as possible. Meet halfway. They're both big draws, but I don't know which belt they would be fighting for. I'm sure it would be Davis's belt, so Davis would have a little bit more juice. But it'd be great for boxing. I mean, it's a big draw. And I would love to see.
I think this Garcia kid might be the biggest draw on a card right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree with you on that. Just so many people outside of boxing know the kid. He's really big on. And
he's got a look too.
Media.
He's got a good look that people are drawn to him.
Yeah, he's quick too. I mean, he's really exciting. He's pretty cocky and. People like him.
Well, and what's great about it when a guy like Garcia does this is, one of the things that's great about boxing, just fights in general, but just is the shit talk that goes back and forth between fighters. And of course, when Ryan Garcia says that, Teofimo Lopez,
I was going to bring
his father brought this up, and they asked his father about it. He said, "What grade do I give Ryan? An A? No grade. Luke Campbell was a fighter that was nothing like the guy who fought Jorge Linares or Lomachenko. Yeah. That was a washed-up Luke Campbell, and Luke still dropped Ryan."
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think that's a little bit of hating, but listen, he did get dropped, but I mean that's part of the game. There isn't too many fighters that never got dropped. I mean, one was
Floyd, I think.
No. I think Floyd went down.
Well, Floyd went to a knee one round, and they're not. It's not a knock. I think they called it a knockdown. It's the only time he's ever been knocked down. He went to a knee in one match.
So
I know
that would
that.
be called a knockdown.
But it was it was controversial.
I'm gonna go with Lou on that one.
No, it wasn't. I
But
mean,
Jake Lamotta, I think Jake Lamotta was one of the only guys never to go down. Lamotta.
We'll have to look that up.
Yeah, he fought Robinson 5 times and didn't go down. It was crazy. Yeah, Lamotta was a beast.
I wanted to ask you.
But you went down once, right?
Oh yeah,
that was your brother.
Here we go.
Sorry.
That was Louisiana.
Was that the purchase?
Yeah.
No, Louisiana purchase. No, he purchased
the jet ski battle.
Lights out.
Yeah, that's why I called it Lights Out.
Lights out.
Yeah.
You back in school yet, Mom?
No, man, I had a couple.
Yeah.
Damn it! Fine. I'll dance one of these days, so we can stop talking about me getting knocked out.
No, I'm still gonna talk about it. You can break dance. You can break right now for an hour. I'm still gonna bring it
I
up.
wanted to ask you real quick. What does Canelo do next? What's his next move?
You know, I mean, he's done so many, things that were, going up to fight, Kovalev. I watched that fight again today. I mean, that was a scary fight for him, and he looked great. When he fought Kovalev, Kovalev's a big, a big light heavyweight, and he fought him up there. So I don't know what's the big, the big money fight for him. Maybe he fights Davis, but I think he's too big. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think Davis. Yeah. I think. Well, Ryan Garcia also said that he wants to, after the Gervonta Davis fight, if it goes well, he wants to fight Pacquiao before he retires.
That'd be interesting.
That would be fun to watch. Yeah. I think Pacquiao's still very, very quick.
Yeah, Pacquiao's a beast, man.
Yeah, I mean, it would be fun to see that little kid versus, the old man and see maybe he can learn a few tricks.
Pacquiao still got it, too.
That would be a big money draw. But going back to Canelo, he left De La Hoya doing his own thing. And like you said, I think he needs to find the money fight, that big, big money fight. Does he cross over into one of those MMA fights?
I being a Houstonian, I'd love to see him. I think Charlo, one of the Charlo brothers could beat him. That'd be a good fight. I don't know if the public would want that, but I would love to see that fight.
Just as a boxer, just as somebody that loves boxing.
Yeah, and Charlo's a local guy, and I'd like to support them. But
who is
it? Fight Charlo. There's 2 brothers, the Charlo brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, they fight here in Houston. They're really tough kids.
Charlo.
One's undefeated. I think the other one may have one loss. They're 2 brothers.
Yeah, Houstonians.
Jamel.
Yeah, Jamel, and I forget the brother's first name.
Yeah, Jamel is 33-1 currently.
Okay. And what's his brother?
Let me look up the brother. I'll find out.
Well, I mean, while we're waiting, there was other big news in Hollywood. If you pay attention to that, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are getting separated.
Hey, wait a second. Speaking about brothers, so you would be 0-1, your brother's 1-0, right?
Damn. No, I mean, look.
Nah, keep it up, man. Keep it up.
That was the only time, and I'm not a fighter. I never really got in a bunch of fights. I didn't have to.
You probably should have broke a little bit, maybe. Break it down a little bit.
Hey, what's
I'm gonna start training in here, and I'm gonna get in a fight so I can improve my record. And trust me, the first guy I fight, I'm gonna try to knock out, so I don't have to hear this anymore. I'm coming to training classes next week. That's it.
0-2.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
He's gonna put me up against somebody just so we can have something to talk about on this show. It's gonna be like some dude's gonna knock me out. Great.
What's the brother's name? Well, I got Jamel. What's the other one?
Jamal. I can't remember the names.
Okay.
Charlo brothers.
The only one that's coming up is Jamel.
No, they're 2 brothers. One, they have a gym actually. They have a gym on Beltway 8.
Beltway 8.
Yeah. And they're known as the Charlo brothers. So you can't be Charlo brothers with one Charlo.
I got you.
Yeah, come on, Greg, get it together.
I should know the names.
Get it together.
My bad.
We do have some history to talk about. Man, there was a ton of boxing history that I looked into, and I know that's Grant's thing, but man, there was a lot that went on. I did see one other thing as far as things that happened this week. Tyson back in the gym training. Yeah. They haven't released who he's going to fight yet, but he is back training again, and the video he put out is still it's impressive.
I just hope they have it really upsets me about the 2-minute rounds. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, dude, if he would have gone 3-minute rounds with Roy, that fight wouldn't have lasted that long because Roy wasn't going to be able to stand in there.
It seems to me kind of contradictory. You're trying to legitimize yourself, and then you fight 2-minute rounds. It's just not, But, hey, they did well. The ratings were great, and they made some money, so that's what the objective was.
Well, and that's the thing is that I think boxing is, and I could be wrong, but I think boxing is just so desperate for ratings, so desperate for attention that they're willing to do these kinds of things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at there's not, and the other thing is too, I'm kind of rambling here, but is that there's not one governing body, so they can't, there's not. They have a people's champion, but they need one definitive champion. But now you got what's his name fighting Mayweather. I think it's just ridiculous. Guy's a heavyweight. The Paul.
Logan Paul.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was trying to go the entire show and not bring that up.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Well, I mean, I don't even know when that fight is.
Well, here's what's crazy about it. So I was reading this earlier about this fight, and it was just, we already know it all, but when you look at the matchup, like this one person was talking about how this could, it literally says, the title of this says it makes no fucking sense, which it doesn't. I mean, you look at it, the nonsensical nature of this matchup. So you got Floyd Mayweather, who's 50-0 with 27 knockouts. Logan Paul is 0-1. Losing by a split decision. Losing by a split decision to another YouTuber. Size, Floyd Mayweather's 5'8" and 147 pounds with a 72-inch reach. Logan Paul is 6'2", 190 with a 76-inch reach. Mayweather's 43, Paul is 25. Mayweather's perhaps the greatest fighter of all time. Logan Paul lost his one fight to a YouTuber, not an actual boxer.
Jeez.
So, it's just the absurdity of it is crazy.
And being looking at it from a fighter standpoint, how did he obviously didn't earn this.
No, not at all.
But it's it's just I don't know. It's like ratings. The YouTubers and look. I mean, Jones and Tyson. What did we say they made? They made an exuberant amount of money, man. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, yeah. Whenever, and I'm all for it. Look, like we've talked about several times before, I'm all for boxers. I'm all for boxing getting back kind of mainstream. I'm all for it. Anything that we can do to make that a little bit more mainstream, but. I don't know. I think that's reaching. I think that's a sign of desperation, in my opinion, is when it starts getting like it's getting. And so, what would be a fight that you'd like to see? Like doesn't matter the weight class.
I mean, right here, Ryan Garcia and Davis. That would be. I mean, that would be awesome. Heavyweights. It looks like it's going to happen. I mean, this is what the people would want to see. Is Tyson Fury against oh my goodness,
Anthony
Joshua. I mean, that's going to be a great fight, and it looks like it's going to happen. That's exciting. So those are the two obvious ones that you'd like to see. I mean, and it's I have a kid I'm in love with, this Regis Prograis that can really fight too. He lost one fight to Campbell, but it was a really close fight. So he's another guy I'd like to see. As guys that are local, the Charlo brothers. I'd like to see Charlo against. That would be interesting. Charlo against Canelo. That would be a really good fight. Charlo can fight.
Just to bring up Floyd Mayweather again.
Yeah.
All right. In 2001, during a routine win over Carlos Hernandez, Mayweather slumped to his knees, complaining of a hand injury, and a glove rested against the floor, which was ruled a knockdown.
What was it ruled?
It was ruled a knockdown. It
ruled because it's a knockdown. Okay, no.
But it was complaining of his hand. He didn't get hit.
It doesn't matter. It's a knockdown.
He went to his knee. He put his glove on the floor because he was complaining his hand was hurting. He was already beating the shit out of the guy.
But who said his hand was hurting though?
Floyd did. He was and he said and he just he went down to a knee and put his hand on.
When Holyfield dropped me, it wasn't. I didn't go down. It's just that my jaw was hurting.
Yeah, see, exactly. That's what you should have done. You were like, that doesn't count. Yeah. That doesn't count. I had to go rest my jaw.
Okay, never mind.
I was thinking about.
Never mind. Ridiculous.
It's ruled a knockdown.
It was ruled a knockdown. So that was the.
So he did go down. Can you look? Let me know. Did Lamotta ever go down? I don't think so.
Did Lamotta ever go down?
And he fought some beast, man. God.
Well, I think the last time that we talked, I brought up Jake LaMotta. Yeah. It talked about how he went down. It wasn't really like I don't know. It was kind of a weird deal. I think there was a little bit of a discussion on that last time.
Well, he took a dive, so maybe that was the one. He took a dive against a guy named Fox, Bill Fox. He took a dive, and so that might be the one. Maybe when he took
knocked down. Time to put your lights out. I like the rap that you did earlier, so maybe we'll just go with that one.
Well, so I'm trying to pull this up, and it says Jake LaMotta and the only fighter to knock him down in 106 fights. The person that they mentioned is
Billy Fox, was it?
No, let's see.
Because he took a dive against him.
Who took a dive against who?
I think it was Billy Fox.
Danny Nardico.
That's what I see.
Danny Nardico. Nardico. It says LaMotta had never gone down before his light heavyweight title eliminator with Danny Nardico.
Really? And he got stopped.
106. Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Wow,
He fought Robinson. I believe 4 or 5 times. It didn't go down to Robinson.
106 was the only sent to the canvas. Let's see. Only once sent to the canvas in 106 fights.
Wow.
It came in New Year's Eve of 1952.
But the other thing is too. I mean, he fought. That was probably the best era of middleweights and welterweights. I mean, he fought everybody. He fought some really tough guys.
What era are you talking about?
Well, that was in the 50s. You had Lamotta, you had Robinson, you had Fulmer. There were so many great fighters. Carmen Basilio.
These are heavyweights, right?
No. These are all welter in the middle. Those guys, they would fight. Robinson fought a light heavyweight and had to fight one, but he got dehydrated and lost, I think, in the 14th round. Who did he fight? He had a fight. He was fighting.
He was 81-17-4 and ranked 9th in the world light heavyweight rankings.
Who was that?
Before Lamotta was before the fight with Nardico, who was 25 years old and had a 42-8-4 record.
What was Robinson's record? It was
it was the heaviest that he had ever weighed at 173, and Nardico was 177.
I never knew. I had no idea that.
Who's the record?
Sugar Ray Robinson, who people perceive would be I think most historians say he was the greatest fighter ever.
It says Jake LaMotta fought Sugar Ray Robinson 6 times in 1943 and became the first man to beat him with a 10-round decision win.
Yeah. They had wars, man, and he couldn't knock him down.
Wow, interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, that was in the movie, actually.
6 times.
Yeah,
I mean, God.
Yeah. No, guys, they used to do that. They would fight literally, they'd fight every couple of weeks, too. It was crazy.
I need a rematch with my brother, I guess.
we
only had that one time. So
how's his health?
We got to, well, it's declining, I guess.
Okay, good. I'd wait a couple months if I were you.
Yeah, aren't you glad you brought that up? I'm so happy you did. It's awesome.
It also says on here, Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney might fight.
That's a good fight, too.
So that one might be interesting. And if Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis match up and Garcia wins and then you get Teofimo winning, then it would set up a pretty big fight between them two.
Yeah, Davis and that's going to be a really, really good fight.
Yeah, Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney.
Yeah, that's a good fight too. Haney stuff.
Well, and I'm sure that's why Teofimo is sitting here talking about what the hell is Ryan Garcia talking about? Because you've got the WBO, you got Teofimo, WBO, IBF, WBA, Super Champion, and you got Ryan Garcia, who according to this it says WBC interim champion is how they pronounce him.
Yeah, and then you got to throw in YouTube champions. That's what I mean. It's not good for boxing. You need to have one. There's people's champions, but you need to have one champion. I mean, we needed that for years in boxing, I believe, anyway. Not having all these alphabet soup titles and everything.
Well, yeah, and that's my question. So I sit here and I look at this, and you have all these, like a WBA, you have a super champion, regular champion, and interim champion. WBC, regular champion, interim champion. Like, what's...
Well, how could you have... Because the interim champion is supposed to be when there's not a champion. So how would it be?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what's the purpose of that? What's the purpose of having an interim or regular champion and then a super champion?
I have no idea. I never heard of a super champion.
I mean, that's the way they have them classified here. So, but yeah, Teofimo, he's sitting here talking about, what's Ryan Garcia talking about?
Well, Teofimo is the unified lightweight champion. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 belts, and it looks like Haney has the WBC belt, which is interesting. I guess that was why.
BC, that's a legitimate belt. I mean, when I was coming up, the WBA and the WBC were the two big. If you had those belts, those carried the most clout. And then it started getting the WBO started to get a little bit more juice and everything now. So
nice. All right. Well, I mean that about covers everything that we've at least current boxing stuff that's going on. Let's get into some old stuff and tell some stories. We've already gotten to Jake LaMotta, which is stuff.
Pretty old.
We have. Well, yeah, that's what I like this part, just because the boxing history and you're such a boxing historian, and I always love to give your takes on this kind of stuff.
I am.
I was looking at Lou. I was looking at Lou.
He fought his bureau to a draw.
Yeah, he did. I was looking at Lou.
I'll start dancing.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm serious. I want to see you break dance.
Okay,
Please.
I mean, look, like on Wednesday we're gonna have an intro. We'll have some intro music, we'll be ready to go.
I want the MC Hammer pants. Like I want
the parachute pants.
Yeah.
I think I might pull those out of.
I want the cardboard box that's laid out flat. Like I want it all. No,
Can you spin on your head?
I want the whole bit.
No, I can't spin on my head. Like
Dude,
I want your
how can you break dance if you get spin on your head?
Yeah, what's up with that?
No.
So that's like break dance
I'm
in
talking about like
101.
a kid and play.
Turn the trophies in, man.
My goodness.
Turn the trophies.
No,
in.
those guys.
Did anybody in your group spin on their head?
No, we didn't. We had routines. We had routines.
See?
Like, dude, people got. We had the circles around us at the junior high dances, and we were doing all kinds of routines. It was fun. But we didn't do the spinning on heads.
Well, then it ain't breakdancing,
I
man.
don't think so either.
It's a fraud.
God.
You're a fraud.
Did you like spin on the elbows?
Yeah.
I'll show y'all.
Did you do any spinning?
I'll show y'all one day if we can.
You pop.
We got to put on Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock, and then it'll get me in the mood.
So what? So whenever the song starts going, you kind of start bouncing a little bit.
It takes two to make a thing. Yeah, dude. Apparently, this girl Ashley that I see at every. Well, I want to say every now and then. I guess we're seeing each other.
Actually,
she doesn't listen to the podcast.
What's her last name?
Johnny, what are we talking about here,
Hold on.
Yeah, tell Lou the story.
She's not a spin class instructor, is she?
Tell Lou the story.
Oh, okay, because I know Ashley is a spin class instructor.
No, we are not Eskimo buddies or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I'd love to hear you tell Lou this story. That's a great story.
Can we hear?
Anyway, she has a video of me.
Nice.
Apparently, I went to karaoke. Johnny's, one of his buddies' karaoke places, and I'm up there doing Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. It Takes Two. Did the whole damn song.
Nice.
That's what happens when I drink liquor.
Is that when you met her? Or?
No. I've known her for 8-9 months. You commented on our picture that I put up on for New Year's.
Oh wow! Oh, they did
on Instagram.
Jeez, wow.
Yeah, there was one on Instagram.
But
follow us.
You got a lot more money than I thought, man. Jeez. Congratulations.
I'm out.
Lou for the win. That was nice.
Hey,
unbelievable.
Don't get bogged down in the details, man. That's just
no.
You're a girl.
She likes me because I'm a good guy.
Yeah. That's probably a breakdancer.
Yes.
That's what it is. That's what won him over. Yeah. Do you want to hear about some history, or do you want to talk more about your?
I would love to hear about
your girl that you're seeing this week.
Hey.
Okay.
There's history there, Lou. There's history there.
Don't we have to stop like the buttons? Johnny, get the buttons downloaded.
There's history there, Lou. Trust me.
There's history.
All right, so we're gonna do the week, right? It's January 3rd through the 9th, Sunday through Saturday. So
happy 2021.
Yeah, 2021, man.
Oh,
yeah, happy New Year to you, bro.
My brother's birthday is January 9th.
Oh, there you go. Wow. Well, glad I could remind you of that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. January 3rd and 4th, not really much. January 5th, 1971. This is a little bit of a sad story. Body of former world heavyweight boxing champion Charles Sonny Liston is found by his wife Geraldine at their Las Vegas home. He had been dead for an estimated 6 days.
Oh, man.
Yeah, very, very controversial. A lot of people still to this day think that King had something to do with it because King, he had the phantom punch, but the word on the street was that King, with Ali, that King had cut Liston on part of Ali's contract, and so Liston took the dive, it was the phantom punch, and went down. But he died. I believe they found him as a drug overdose, but he wasn't doing drugs, so they really think that King had something to do with it. Yeah,
and that's what they label as. They say foul play suspected as a result of that. Let me ask you this, Cole. You bring this up, so I'm curious about this. A lot of times, in your opinion, just without really any knowledge or information, just your opinion, do you think those kinds of things, like you're talking about the Sonny Liston, Muhammad Ali, these kinds of situations, how often are they happening in boxing, or had they happened in boxing, where it may not be on the up and up as far as the match goes?
It's nowhere near what it used to be. I mean, there was a huge mob influence in boxing. I mean, with Lamotta, he took a dive. There was with Billy Fox, and then there was, Blinky Palermo was a big mob guy. There was such a big mob influence when I had an uncle that fought pro, and it was really, really
a lot of fixed fights.
Yeah, a lot of fixed fights. And now there's no fixed fights really. I mean, there may be one or two, but they're not fixed. What they'll do is like when I was first starting out, I was fighting guys that just, they were, I was the A side by far, and you're supposed to win, and that's, and that takes a lot of money too, because you pay for the other guy's purse basically. So he's in there, he's going to try and win, but you're way better than way over favored. But it's just a way of building up your record. They call it. They do that with a lot of guys, that didn't have a really big amateur pedigree. So, but right now there's so much money to be made to win.
Yeah.
It's very hard. Guys aren't going to throw a fight. So
yeah. And then when you go into a situation and you're the A fighter and someone's does the other person know, hey, you're the B fighter, I guess, in this way?
No, you see it all the time. You'll see upsets, so you don't want to take anybody lightly. There is, there was one dude I fought, and I noticed that he fell at the same time every time. It was kind of can't remember his name, but we fought him up in Kansas City, Kansas. We fought him. They don't really have a commission up there, and we fought the guy. But when I was watching video, he fell the same way every time. It was kind of a little
nice.
bit contrived.
Wow.
We talked about Bruce the Mouse Strauss last time we guys pulled him up. He was another guy that used to take dives against his own fighters and stuff.
How did he fall? You said he fell the same way every
He
time.
would fall down, put his head on his arm, and then look up, waiting for the count. And
damn.
take the count, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Jameson,
okay.
Art Jameson, his name was. Wow.
Okay. All right.
Well, let's see if he wants to fight again. So bring on Art out of retirement. He can take a dive again.
What was the other guy? I thought it was a professional loser. What was that guy's name? It was a guy who was funny. They called me from jail. He
called you from
jail?
Yeah,
he called me from jail.
You fought a guy.
Yeah, I fought him in Canada. We had a fight in Nanaimo, Canada, up by Seattle in British Columbia, and he was flying over with me. And he kept wanting to talk to me. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to be hard. I don't want this guy talking to me. He said, "Hey, do you want me to do my Robin Leach impersonation?" I'm like, "Would you leave me alone, man?" Like, then when we flew into Seattle, we had to take a ferry. And they were going to check his. He got really nervous. I guess he had some outstanding warrants or whatever. But thank God we made it through. We got over there, and I hit him a really hard shot, like the second round. He's like, "Oh man, take it easy, that hurt." And I was like, "What?" So I just knocked him out. But then I got a call from Cincinnati prison. It says Cincinnati collect call at Cincinnati collection from Robin Leach. It was him. He's like, "Hey, buddy."
Oh my God! He was
That's great. It was funny. Yeah. What was his name? Larry Givens. Larry Givens. Yeah.
You bring up something else. What is the craziest shit anybody has ever said to you in the middle of a box, like after you've hit them? Like
probably that, but wait, let me think.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just wonder if
I talked shit to Foreman, and that was the stupidest thing I ever did. I said something to him, and he just.
What'd you say to him? Do you know?
Oh, I said, "Is that all you got?" And then he hit me like 4 more times.
Like to George Foreman, one of the heaviest hitters of all time.
What were you thinking of when you were saying that?
Just that I'm going to beat him, but I didn't beat him. But there he is, right there. Watch him over there. Man.
Oh yeah, we got a fight on TV. Yeah.
No.
Dude, he was huge. He was a big
so strong.
guy.
He was a freak.
Yeah, people used to say that when they got hit by him. I mean, before Tyson came along, he was the guy that hit you, and you were just like,
he was in his younger days too. Yeah, he had heavy hands. There's guys like Tyson. He's just quick. I mean, but Foreman just was big. I mean, he's so strong, man. You can see him right here pushing the guy. But and Bo was another guy like that too. Bo hit like a ton of bricks.
I posted on Lights Out. If you go to our Facebook page, just type in Lights Out. It's got a picture of Lou Savarese sitting up there with us while we're doing these interviews and these podcasts. But I posted it. I forgot what site it was, but the top 20 boxing matches of all time.
Yeah.
Foreman's in like 3 of them.
Yeah. When him and Holyfield, they had a great fight. Him and I, we got Fight of the Year that year. We broke the heavyweight record for the most punches that year, so that was kind of cool.
Oof.
Yeah, we threw a lot of punches.
I noticed.
And still, is that all you got?
I know. That's great.
I'm not the sharpest tack in the box. I stopped after that when he hit me. I was like, okay, that's enough.
I mean, you talk shit to George Foreman. I talk shit to nobody. So.
I tried. Well, I didn't really talk shit.
No.
All right, enough.
You didn't get a chance to.
We'll stop.
Yeah, I noticed your pictures that we have on the Facebook page. I saw a lot of pictures of you and Lou. That's good.
Thanks, buddy.
I must not be standing here. So let's go to the next one. You want to, Jeff?
I mean, what the hell? You're an admin too. You could add pictures.
I know, dude. I know. I'm just kidding. I'm just getting on. You're easy to
Jeff,
get.
Want to take a picture?
He's easy to get going, so it's fun.
It's fine.
All right, January 6th. We're gonna move January 6th. This is old. 1681.
Wow.
What?
The first recorded boxing match.
Where do you find this?
How many rounds?
The Duke. It doesn't say. It just says the Duke of Albemarle, the butler, fought his butcher. That was the first. It's his first recorded boxing match.
The butler for
January 6th. When?
Butcher. What?
January 6th. What year?
1681.
Holy shit.
Yeah. How true that is, I don't know, but that's what it says. The internet doesn't lie.
But wait, hold on. The butcher, that was their. I mean, they were.
It was the Duke, whoever this Duke was, Alba Marley, his butler versus his butcher. So it was two people that worked for him.
Yeah, two people that worked for him. He was like the butler versus the butcher. Let's get it on.
At first blush,
Let's get it on.
You got to go with the butcher. I mean, the butlers.
Yeah, who won? Does it say who won?
It doesn't say who won. It just says first recorded boxing match.
Oh, the butcher cut the shit, bro.
Oh, for sure. I'd give it to the butcher, absolutely.
Man, I'm going the underdog. I'm going to go the butler.
No.
You're going to butler?
Just pissed off.
I mean, the butcher's, man, he's working He's working every day. The butler's like, I'm going to give it to the butcher on that.
The butler seems like he'd be a pansy. I get it. I understand.
There was, check this out. I was at a fight, and the guy's nickname was the Harlem Butcher. You guys gotta Google this. So we were at the fight, and at the time it was at the Manhattan Center in New York City. I was with a former cop, a good buddy of mine, and the commissioner was Raymond Kelly, former commissioner of New York City, the cop, but he was the commissioner of boxing, and this guy, the Harlem Butcher, I can't remember who he fought, but anyway, after the fight, he lost the fight, and they raised the other guy's hand, and he cracked him, knocked him out cold.
What? In the ring?
Check this out. Knocked him out cold in the ring, and my buddy goes, they're going to pinch him. And I go, no. And they arrested him. He went to jail. This is a crazy story. There should be a movie about this. He goes to jail. What's his name? The announcer for ESPN, Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman says, listen, where the kid's raised, he's from Harlem. It's a rough area. That's what they do. He said, so Max became an advocate of him, got him out of prison, got him a fight in California, let him stay with his brother, Max's brother, and the kid killed his brother. Killed Max Kellerman's brother.
No way.
Yeah, crazy.
I didn't read this.
Damn.
Yeah, crazy story, man. It was nuts. Yeah,
he tried to help him out.
Well, see if you can pull it up, though. The Harlem Butcher.
Oh, you got it. Yeah.
What years would this be?
I would say probably 95 maybe, but this is the Harlem Butcher punches cold cocks, or he hit the guy. The guy had his hand raised up.
We can, we'll do that one next.
The guy they were holding his hand up in the air, and the guy just went over and cold cocked him. He won the fight, and the guy just knocked him out cold.
Wow.
It was crazy, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, Max Kellerman's brother. Yeah, we can definitely say that one.
Yeah, he killed him in California, and then tried to light the house on fire, saying that it was a fire, and they caught the kid.
Damn.
That was crazy.
January 6, 1970, Australian boxer Johnny Femachon retains his WBC featherweight 1970. His WBC featherweight title with a 14th round knockout of Fighting Hirota in Tokyo.
Hirota was a beast.
Rematch of questionable 15-round decision in 1969 in his first title defense.
Hirota was one of the greatest fighters. He was a Japanese guy. My manager who lives down in Galveston, he named his dog. He had Nikita. He named him Hirota. That guy was a beast. Yeah. One of the greatest, probably the greatest Japanese fighter ever.
Hirota.
There's another guy. There's a guy out right now. I can't remember his name. A young kid that's a really good fighter out of Japan right now too.
Yeah. I was. That's one of the guys that we were talking about last. I can't remember. Man, I just had him up too. I'm gonna have to look that up. I know exactly who you're talking about. It makes me. I can't remember his name currently, but yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Mr. Fuji was a wrestler.
Mr. Fuji.
Remember Mr. Fuji?
I do remember that.
I thought it was Mount Fuji.
Yeah.
No. There is a restaurant called Mount Fuji.
You know, I say a lot of things that, like, this podcast should be called No, because every time Lou just looks and says, no.
What's it Mount Fuji?
No, Jeff.
No, Jeff. Yeah, that's what it is. No, Jeff.
Yeah.
That's the drinking game we'll do for this podcast. Of people that are going to drink during it. Every time Lou just goes, no.
I beg to differ.
There you go.
All right, that's better.
There you go. January 7th, 1955, 21-year-old, and actually his birthday was January 4th. He was the guy I was going to talk about January 4th. 20-year-old future world heavyweight boxing champion Floyd Patterson scores a fifth-round TKO of Willie Troy in a non-title super middleweight bout at Madison Square Garden.
One of the nicest men I've ever met in boxing. I got to meet him and spend some time with him. What a great guy, gentle guy. He was he had a glass jaw, so a lot of people know this, but Tyson's first trainer, Customato, was the one who he was Floyd Patterson's trainer, and he taught him. They called it the peekaboo style. He kept his hands up right here so that he wouldn't get hit in the chin, and he'd keep his hands up. And they gave the same style to Tyson too. And it was interesting. Floyd Patterson was the youngest heavyweight champion, and he had the same trainer as Tyson, and Tyson took his record as the youngest heavyweight champion. It was cool.
20 or 21 years old.
Yeah, I think he was 20 or 21, and before that, I think it was Patterson. So, but yeah, what's his name was his trainer? Patterson was he was a good fighter, had a good left hook. He fought Ali, and Patterson was old when he fought Ali, though.
Yeah, I mean, Patterson, like I said, his birthday is January 4th. We're going to talk about he was born 1935. So, I mean, you know.
A cool thing with Patterson, he fought a guy named Ingemar Johansson from Sweden. It was a huge fight, and they had kind of a tussle or whatever. They didn't like each other, but then they stayed friends for years. I had read, like 20 years after their career was over, they both ran marathons together. It was pretty cool.
That's cool, yeah. Says he is a world heavyweight champion from 56 to 59, 1960 to 62, and he won Olympic gold in 1952.
Yeah, and I believe he went in the military too. I think he went in the military, and that's why what's his name didn't, Ali didn't, and a lot of people, felt that was a big thing. He dodged or whatever. Ali didn't go in, so
yeah. January 9th, 1942, in his 20th title defense, Joe Louis KO's Buddy Bear in the first round of their rematch to retain his world heavyweight in Madison Square Garden.
Damn,
that's crazy.
20th title defense.
So Buddy Bear's son was Jethro on the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Learn something new every day. That's kind of cool.
Max Bear.
Max Bear.
Max Bear.
Max Bear Jr. it was.
Yeah. We're sitting over here at Savarese Fight Fit with Lou Savarese, talking about boxing. We've already gone over some stuff that's happened over the past week as far as Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell. Ryan Garcia fighting Devontae Davis, the Canelo, and now we're going over some history with Grant Miles, myself, and Lou Savarese.
Yes.
Man, we got a few more minutes, so let's try some more history.
Yeah, just go over kind of history for the week, but I was just going to go over some birthdays for this week. We already talked about Floyd Patterson. Johnny Nelson, born January 4th, 1967.
Wow.
Name ring a bell to you?
Yeah.
United Kingdom?
Yeah, really. Him, Minter, there was a couple of really good fighters out of the UK.
Yeah. January 5th, 1968, Andrew Galata.
Oh, wow.
Well, he was born, but
1968.
I spar with Galata. He's absolutely nuts, dude. He was crazy. He was the Polish
boxer, right?
Yeah, one of the craziest things I've seen. I had an uncle that was wrongly incarcerated, and he just got gotten out of jail. So we went to we sat with we sat at the fight. Galata fought Riddick Bowe. We were second row at the fight, and my uncle smoked these cigars. They were called the Noblies, and he was smoking them. And there was a guy behind him smoking the same cigars, and they started talking. The guy's name was Jerry Nachman. He was the head of NBC at the time. Anyway, I don't know if you remember this fight, but Galata kept hitting him in the scrotum or the nuts, whatever you want to say, testicles, hit him low blows, hit him in the balls. Yeah, hit him in the balls, and they told him like 5 times to stop doing it. He did it again. And what people didn't realize, they gave out, there was a lot of tickets that weren't sold because nobody knew of Galata, and they gave them out to a bunch of kids in Bed-Stuy, some Ruts kids. So there was literally like probably, I don't know, maybe 10,000 Polacks there, and there was a lot of guys from Bow fans, and it was crazy. These fights broke out in the stands. It was nuts. And when I was leaving, Jerry Nachman was on top of the NBC truck, and he said, and because I helped him get out, he just froze. He was scared crap, and me and my uncle took him out, and then I went back in. And he got me on. It was cool. I got on national news and stuff. It was really cool. Talking about the fight because it was nuts. There was brawls all over. There was fights.
Wow.
It was crazy. Yeah,
that had to have been one of the most. My next question was going to be like, what's the most interesting fight that you actually witnessed?
The next fight, Galata did the same thing. They had a guy in his corner telling him not to hit him low, and he did the same thing with Bowe again. Did the same thing.
Now you're a fighter. Did he intentionally do? Like, did you see it? It's completely intentional.
150%. He did. Yeah, it was just crazy.
I think I remember
doing it.
I think I remember that.
He was nuts. I mean, he was
just
really
a
nuts.
wild. Yeah, you said you sparred with him.
Yeah. He got in trouble. He did something. He threw a dead body. I don't know. He had some issues.
Jeez.
Galata.
Yeah, I think he was juiced out of his mind a little bit too.
Wow. Okay.
He was a big dude. He could fight.
January 6th, 1926, Kid Gavilan, a Cuban boxer.
Yeah, he was a beast. He was Gavilan was the one who beat Billy Graham, right? Did he beat Billy Graham? Or
I think so.
Yeah, who did he win for the title? Was it beat Billy Graham?
I'd have to look that one up. I don't know.
That's a good one. Yeah, Kid Gavilan.
We'll have to get with our research department.
Yeah, research department. Get on that.
I think it was Billy Graham. I think he beat Billy Graham.
January 6th, 1964, Henry Maskey, German boxer.
Yeah, Henry Mask. Yep. Yeah, he was in in the Olympics for Germany.
Yeah.
I was over in. I was supposed to. I thought I was going to be in Munich, and Axel Schultz was fighting in Germany, and I flew into Munich, and some guy picked me up and drove me like 4 hours up to like East Germany. We were really on the Warsaw border. I got in great shape, but nobody spoke English. It was crazy.
So you were working out?
Yeah, I was up there.
That's a Rocky IV.
Yeah, it was.
Rocky IV.
And then they took me in the woods. His trainer was Henry Mask, this guy that was an Olympian in the 60s as a marathon runner, but he was also a big advocate of steroids and stuff, and they took me in the woods running, and they lost me, and we were in the Black Forest. It was crazy, and it was nuts.
What's the weirdest place you've ever fought?
The weirdest place I ever fought.
Like where you walked into the ring and you were like, "Are you shitting me?"
Like, probably in Lafayette, Louisiana, this place Cowboy Bar and Grill, and my trainer was like, "Hey, get him in the." He wanted me to get him in the corner because there was a hole in the corner. There was a canvas, but there was a hole underneath.
There was a hole in the in the ring.
So he said, "Get the guy in the corner." That was crazy.
Did you?
I knocked the guy. The guy was terrible. He was doing push-ups right before the fight. It was crazy. That was.
That's when you know you're gonna win. Anybody showing off like that.
Well, they didn't have a commission at the time in Louisiana.
See, line me up with somebody that does that, so I can get my record of 1-1.
I was fighting some guy. And he was eating M&Ms right before the fight. I was like, "Oh, I got this, man."
Well, I mean, the push-ups though. Like, does he think that you're gonna go, man? You know what? I'm not gonna fight this guy. Look at him doing his push-ups.
Yeah. I've seen it all.
He did 20 in a row.
Hitting the head against the locker, which is just don't make any sense.
Well, I mean, Tyson doing blow, people doing push-ups, anything before your fight.
Eating children. It's weird. Weird shit. Let's see. I'll run through these real quick. January 7th, 1957. Julian Solis, Puerto Rican boxer. His birthday, 1966. Corey Sanders, South African boxer.
So I was in camp with Corey. Corey wound up getting killed in South Africa. I want to say in a holdup or something.
Damn.
He could fight. He actually knocked out
WBO heavyweight champ.
He knocked out one of the Klitschko's. He was a lefty. Yeah, he was, and actually was I believe he was a professional golfer too.
Damn.
Yeah. Look that. I think. Can you look that up real quick?
Yeah.
I think he was a professional golfer too. Corey Sanders. Yeah, he was a lefty. Yeah, it was good.
Let's see. Run through these. Same day, January 7, 1975. Ivan Calderon, Puerto Rican boxer, WBO mini flyweight title.
I remember him.
These are birthdays.
Birthdays, yeah. And then so that was the birthdays. I had a couple. I wanted to bring this up just because of who they are and maybe ring a bell with you. It was a death this week. January 6th, 1929. Tex Ricard. Does that name mean anything to you? No, Tex Ricard. He's an American boxing promoter and entrepreneur. Founder of the NHL New York Rangers, and he
really?
Yeah.
And he was a boxing promoter?
Yeah, boxing promoter. Yeah.
Tex Ricard. I don't know. That doesn't ring a bell to me.
Yeah.
Tex Cobb, who was a fighter.
Yeah. January 3rd, 1999, Jerry Quarry passed away.
Yeah. He was a beast. He had really bad dementia, and he was a really tough guy. There was two brothers. There was Jerry Quarry. There was two brothers that were really good fighters, really tough guys. Quarry got knocked out by Ron Lyle, I believe. He was a tough dude. He used to cut real bad. Yeah. But he got really bad dementia later on in life.
I dig these shows. It's like information. Like every show that we've done is like it just everything that I'm like, wow. Like I don't think this is gonna get old. Like,
no. I mean, and that's what's great about it is I just love to hear Lou just talk about that stuff just because, like you say, it's I
was watching old fights this morning. It was cool. We got a young kid in here. And I was showing him some old fights and all the best left hookers and stuff. I love watching old fights. I was really, when I was training, I used to watch.
There's more.
Tons and tons.
You got on Moore versus.
I was at that fight. Michael Moore. Yeah,
like Michael Moore and George Foreman.
Yeah, Moore was a good friend of mine in the Olympic Training Center. He was a beast. That kid he was a middleweight outside, 16 foot. He was a big dude, man.
It doesn't say anything about Corey as far as his golfing, but it says he was nicknamed the Sniper. He said he was a southpaw with long reach and was known for carrying formidable knockout power in his straight left hand. Vladimir Klitschko labeled Sanders the hardest puncher he ever faced.
He knocked out Klitschko. He upset him. It was a big upset left
hand. Klitschko wasn't a small dude.
Yeah, I sparred with Sanders. He could really punch.
Hasim Rahman said of Sanders following their match, "I've never been hit that hard in my life."
Really? That's interesting.
And
Rock before a lot of guys,
I remember
too.
him.
Yeah,
and it says September 22nd, 2012, he was fatally shot in an armed robbery.
Yeah.
I read something about that guy Prince. Remember Prince?
Naseem, that
Prince
was fun.
Naseem. Like,
yeah,
he could fight really well, and then I don't know what happened to him, but he kind of just fell off real quick.
I didn't respect him because he was so crazy. His entries would take like 30 minutes.
He got carried in.
But then one day I saw a video of him when he was like literally 7 years old, and he had kids in the neighborhood trying to hit him, and he was just doing that. So he was really versed at that like crazy. I mean, it was just
his style of fighting.
Yeah, it was wild.
Was definitely awkward.
He was a Syrian kid, but raised in the UK.
Again, we're sitting over here at Fight Fit, Savarese Fight Fit with Lou Savarese, myself, Grant Miles, man. We're coming up on the end of it. Where are we located? We're in Bel Air, and then you have another one downtown?
Yeah, downtown. My partner, Bobby Benton, and he's a trainer. They have a couple of world champions. I was down there today. Regis Prograis, Shockey, they call him Shockey. I don't know exactly his real name, but I just known him for Shockey his years. I got a bunch of good guys, and that's where I met Holyfield, trained down there. And I was my partner's dad used to own the gym there. There was so many great fighters down there. Holyfield, Tyrell Biggs, a ton of heavyweights.
Well, hopefully, if you guys want to get your kids involved, you got all ages in here too.
Yeah, we have a great kid instructor. These guys are Gentle Giant, DeMarcus. He's an unbelievable fighter, but just a great guy. He used to be the manager at Little Gym, and we stole him over here.
My son's running around here, and Johnny's daughter's running around. Maybe I have a video of me just I knocked him.
Kid's cute.
I knocked him out on the ground a second ago. He's got good hair. There we go. We couldn't go the whole show without the hair thing coming in. Golly.
A little cowlick. Is that?
Yeah, it's and
my brother had one of those.
I got back from my mom's house over the holidays, and I brought a bunch of pictures back, and I'm looking at my old football pictures, and because I don't see a lot of similarities between me and him like right now.
Yeah, he's good
but
looking.
Man, when I was a kid, like
your wife had to be hot.
Zing.
Oh man, your wife had to be hot.
I was gonna tell a story. I'm not getting it. Well, I'll save that story for next week.
I was gonna say we only have an hour, so.
But I mean, I do look. We look identical at my age and his age. Like we had that same kind of blonde hair with that cowlick up front. So.
Oh. You didn't know Lou did voices.
Yep.
Yeah, I did Donald Duck. It got me through first to third grade. I could do the alphabet in Donald Duck. Watch.
And that'll about wrap it up.
Damn, that was pretty damn good right there.
With Lou Savarese, myself, Grant Miles, man. Listen, thank you guys for paying attention to us. We will be here every week. Stay tuned. Pull us up on all of our platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. They will all be up, and follow myself, Lou, and Grant as we go through boxing every week. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for paying attention. We're out.
Peace.